This Headless Professor video is geared especially for my online students, and it is about academic integrity. That is a fancy name for what is cheating. So what we're going to try to take a look at is two different types of cheating and how to avoid them in my classes. Remember, if you are guilty of any kind of cheating in my class, that means an F for the course, not just an F or no credit for a particular assignment or test, but an F for the entire class. Most kinds of cheating boil down to getting some kind of unauthorized help, which means that your work does not really reflect your own talents and efforts. One kind of cheating is plagiarism. What plagiarism means is that some of your written work, an essay, a lab report, or a term project, is not really your own words, but those of someone else, usually someone from the internet. In order to recognize plagiarism, it is any kind of use of somebody else's words without you giving a direct attribution. So one way to avoid plagiarism while doing your research is to put in quotation marks whenever you have more than about 5 words of another person's quotation. And then, of course, give complete bibliographical information. Another approach that I prefer to long quotations is to just paraphrase after indicating who it is that you are paraphrasing. The reason why I like this better is it shows that you understand what the person is saying. But whether you are quoting or paraphrasing, please indicate who gave you those words to begin with. The other kinds of cheating that take place in any kind of class are cheating activities that are related to tests. Now, here there's a very important distinction between an online class and most of your traditional on-campus classes. In most on-campus classes, you are not allowed to use notes or books during the test. They're closed note, closed book. It's a little bit different in my online classes because you are allowed to use your notes. You are allowed to use your books. I have extensive online materials for you to use, and yes, you may use them during your tests and your quizzes. So that's one difference. Here's another important difference. In most of your on-campus classes, you have study buddies, friends or significant others that you work with to help prepare you for the tests. Now, of course, you're not allowed to get help from somebody during the test, but before you have the test, you study with somebody else. You might quiz yourselves on the best possible answers for certain kinds of possible questions. Well, that's not necessary in an online environment because I've given you open notes, open books, and a full array of study materials. Furthermore, I've announced the exam questions in advance. It's not like everybody's in one room being proctored while the exam is given. So therefore, since the tests and quizzes are already out there, don't study in groups. Don't have a study buddy. It will be cheating. Do your own work without consulting another student. Whenever two students do get together and engage in plagiarism one from another or help each other on exams, both are guilty, even if one gave all the help and the other received all the help. So, those are the rules for my particular classes, and it is simply not worth it to cheat in my classes. If you do, you get an F for the course. So when it comes to cheating in my classes, don't. It's not worth it.